we could see the bigger picture. We could see what could be.
There's not many organizations that can say they've made it through 75 years. So many 75-year-old companies are struggling to stay afloat. And you can think about the changing with the times and not really relevant today, but that not so for Windsor Family Credit Union. After 75 years, they continue to reinvent themselves, stay ahead of the game, and are growing.
There's no limit to how much we can grow, because in doing that, you can help more people.
You had that sense of belonging in the plant. Do you belong to the credit union? And so everybody, it seemed to rally around the credit union in them days.
People helping people. There was a lot of trust involved. You actually almost got money if it were a payday loan or whatever it was on the signing on the dotted line and a shake of the hand.
It was necessity, basically. You couldn't borrow money as an 18-year-old, even though you were working in the auto industry. The banks were not in the business of lending to the common, what we would call today, blue-collar worker. The old saying back then was, if you could afford the mortgage, they would give you one.
You're making $400, kind of a month, so a $20 payday loan obviously maybe bought a whole week's worth of groceries.
Back then, you could actually join the credit union right in the plant. We had sign-up sheets, your cards, and bingo, you were a member of the credit union.
My master number at Chrysler when I started is the account number that I had with the credit union, and it's still to this day is the same account number that I had in 1965.
At that time, you could go to what they call the crib, where you got your coveralls, your gloves and that, and there was a representative in there, and they represented the plant from within. You could go to them and actually get papers to sign up and stuff like that.
He had his desk, and he opened a desk drawer, and it was like a box with money in it. I'm not even sure he had a key on it. And you signed a little chit that you had a loan advance of $20, and come payday, you were expected to go back and pay it back. And it basically was the plant world of payday loans.
About 1970, we built a building at 1801 Drewlar Road, which is still there. It's a convenience store right now. And that was really something, to have your own branch and to be able to go in there and cash your checks. And that was a big deal.
Trying to think how many steps from the door to the teller line, and I think there was only 3 or 4, we called them wickets back then, right? We were able to all have lunch together in the lunchroom because it was a few feet away from the main area. And then if we heard the door, then one of us would get up and go serve that person.
Through the years, Chrysler was known to have, I think, 5 credit unions that represented Chrysler's.
Merger discussions were start taking place about 1978. And in 1979, we did merge 3 of the Chrysler credit unions: Windsor Engine Plant Credit Union 2, the Motorco office, which was the office employees credit union, and Winlay Community Credit Union, which was a subsidiary of Chrysler Canada, to form what we called Motorco Community Credit Union. In 1982, we had a merger with the Harvey Credit Union, and then in 1985, GMC Employees Credit Union, CJ Watson Credit Union, Riverside Community Credit Union, and of course, Motorco Community, which was, at that time, had become Windsor Family.
We celebrated reaching $5 million. $5 million, that was a big deal. So it does blow your mind that we started in a little crib where somebody just go, step over here, I want to talk to you about the credit union.
When I worked with Credit Union Central of Ontario, there was a credit union that always kept coming up as having tremendous potential. You kept hearing about this organization down in Windsor, Ontario called Windsor Family. I remember that interview that took place at 1883 Turner Road in the boardroom there, and how nervous I was back then. I remember walking into the office for the first time and being introduced as the general manager. The board of directors had a very, very strong vision to be the best credit union. Not to be the biggest, but to be the best.
He just took that particular mandate and he ran with it. It's well documented, our assets at the time of merger were about $36 million, and our present assets are about $1.3 billion. So Quite a substantial success story over the years.
Everybody was for the common goal of let's make this a better, viable financial institution.
When we moved into that head office, which was at the corner of Drouillard and Tecumseh, it seemed that we had made it. It was a great head office. We had all kinds of extra room. Our growth was just phenomenal in that period of time. We decided to bring what we refer to as relationship marketing through personal financial services. And Gay Chong, who joined us, we kind of coined the phrase in the financial services sector. Now everybody uses that. Really what it did was devote all of our energies, devote all of our attention to making sure that we met the members' needs in a high quality fashion. That included making significant changes to our retail locations as far as what we called back then sit-down services. Now we're a little bit more professional. We call it an office environment.
The funniest day was the day that we moved from people having to stand up to sit down. You were used to and you were brought up and taught that you go in line and you wait your turn, and it didn't matter what you were doing. Everyone heard what you were doing. They knew what you were leaving with. And now when they see the offices, they absolutely adore it. That personal touch is there. They can be a little more open with the discussions that they're having with us.
You don't line up at a teller. You sit down and talk face to face with them. They know you personally. The branch I go to, I walk in, they greet me by name.
Julie Lachance has been a huge impact in our life. I started working with her when I was 16 years old. She's been honest with us. Back when we were saving for a house, she would look through our finances and say, do you guys want to go shopping and eat at McDonald's, or do you want to save for a mortgage? And this is how you can do it. So I feel like we have almost like a family relationship with LaSalle branch now.
What my job is to make sure that whatever their goal is, that it's attainable and that there's a path for it. I believe that we help them in more ways than just financial.
I knew that I wanted to continue going to school. No money, no job, couldn't get a financing to be able to go to school. I met Corinne Davis at the time. I told her, I said, I kind of joked about it. I said, well, I'm not really the brightest crayon in the box. And she said, well, at least you're in the box. So from there, the relationship began. She made sure that everything that I was dealing with from a banking side, she took care of. And I didn't have any worries. And she was actually more concerned about me as an individual. And to this day, she still does. I was able to get back into school the following semester. Like, I didn't really miss a beat.
I think where Windsor Family Credit Union has made impact in people's lives is in the not-for-profit organizations and their Community One program. I think that has helped so many organizations be able to afford to operate with their no fees account for Community One.
We're not just a financial institution to give you all the services that you demand and maybe make money, but we give back to the community.
Years ago, they used to say, we're not for profit, we're not for profit. Well, we are for profit. It's what we do with them profits. What we've done, we've taken out, we've grown, we've prospered, and in doing that, look what we've done to our community. And I think if you talk to the average person on the street, they will echo that.
The arena, as it was coming up, was going to be a centerpiece for the city of Windsor. Getting ourselves aligned with that really did show us as a leader. Windsor Family Credit Union became known in the community as a leader, and that, I think, really was one of the turning points for the organization.
We want to make Windsor and Essex County the best place to live and work and to raise your family. When I look at where we've come from, when I look at the employment we've created, when I look at the number of jobs and what we've been able to do in our communities, and to be associated with that, I'll tell you what, it's just a tremendous, tremendous feeling of pride.
We've given people an alternative. It's like the old co-op days. That's why a credit union was started, because it's for the people. It's the people that drive what happens in the credit union. It's not some third party that nobody knows.
I'm proud to say it's my credit union. I use the term we all the time because I do have a voice here. That's the beauty of this place. And I'm proud to always say I'm a member of Windsor Family Credit Union.
It's true to its name, Windsor Family. I mean, it's all of us now, and much, much, much better than a bank.
I reflect back, and the greatest accomplishment by far is the fact that our members have accepted us and continue to bring services to us. It's very much a time to celebrate. Our members should be very proud of the fact that this organization started out 75 years ago with almost nothing in assets. Where we are today with our service totals, where we are with our total assets, our members have truly accepted our value proposition.
I know the impact it's made on my life. And I just hope that every person that has been a success, financially, and in their personal lives because of their association with our credit union feels the same way.